Yeah, I guess the biggest success story would not be a specific one, but more a general one. So when we started with robotics and talking about robotics, like it kind of freaked people out. Like just saying even robotics still kind of gets people a little bit nervous. And so when we started, it was the robots are going to come and they're going to take away our jobs, and people were really nervous about it. So we started small. We put in a couple robots, and they were pretty successful. And then when we started the next round of them, people started to get the idea that we weren't replacing their jobs, that we were taking the bad parts of their jobs, the crappy parts that nobody liked doing anyway, and we were getting the robots to do them. So we went from people being afraid of the robots and not wanting anything to do with them to them now lining up to give us the work that they don't want to do anymore. Because when they get rid of the repetitive, monotonous tasks, they realize that their job becomes a lot better. They get a lot more job satisfaction by providing customer service, doing analysis, providing just things that a robot can't do, and they leave the boring, monotonous stuff to the robot. So that's probably the biggest success that we've had, is helping change the perspective of robotics and improve the quality of work for the employees. We are a very paper-heavy industry. I work in the insurance industry, so we get lots of paper coming in, requests for name changes and bank changes and beneficiary changes, and all of that requires processing. It requires clerical work to sit down and complete those transactions. So that's not work that the customer really cares about. They just expect that when they make a request, that request is going to be completed. So now instead of having people do it, we have the robots doing it. It's faster, it's more accurate. From an audit and a compliance standpoint, they like it a lot better because it's a repeatable experience every time. And from the customer perspective, they like it better for the same reason, that they have a high degree of trust in the work that we're doing, because every transaction that we complete through the robot is done 100% correctly every time, and it's the same every time. So it's taking a lot of the variability out of the work that we do. It's also allowing us to bring in new employees that don't have to be trained on some of these old systems. They're able to be trained on how to use the robots, and then they get up to speed much quicker. So when we started, we started looking at consultants, and we had used some consultants to get us up and running. And we decided that wasn't going to be the best way for us to go. So we have an in-house team of RPA developers. So we do all the development in-house, we do all the production support in-house, and we do all the project management in-house. So that in itself has created a lot of career opportunities within the company for people that were experts in the processes and the way that we did business to now move into a little bit more of an IT role, a little bit more of a technology role. But it's also enabled us that the people that we have working on the robotics team are people that have been with the company for a really long time. So it's all the familiar faces. It's the people that were already the experts that knew the processes inside and out. So hiring those people lended us credibility from the beginning, and also allowed us to kind of assuage some of the uneasiness that came just because people were able to talk to us, because we were the same people that they'd been working with before. It wasn't this new group of faces coming in and introducing kind of this scary technology. Two big things we're trying to do. One is just doing more of what's already worked for us. So we have 13 robots that are up and running. We've automated about 35 processes, and we want to do more. We want to get more robots doing more processes. And the other one is integrating our RPA with optical character recognition. We recognize that there's a big benefit for doing that. As I mentioned, we are very paper heavy. And if we can get away from a person having to feed the data to the robot being able to gather it itself through some kind of OCR or OCR-like technology, that's going to be a big step forward for us. So that's what we're aiming for in 2019. There's a lot to do in this area with RPA. I view it as a stepping stone. that you start out with the robotic process automation and you move into machine learning and you move into artificial intelligence. And there's really no ceiling to it at this point, that we're on the ground floor. We've got a lot of benefit out of what we've done so far, but there's a long way to go with it. I'm not a tech guy by training and nature. I'm a business person. And one of the things I really care a lot about is the people that work at the company that I do. And that counts myself. Like, I want to work at a place that we're exploring new things and doing interesting things, but also that a place is actively trying to make work better for the people. And I think that RPA and artificial intelligence does that this isn't something to supplant or replace people. It really is about improving the quality of work that people are doing and letting them do things that are satisfying to them. And I see RPA as a really big enabler of that. The insurance industry specifically has an incredible opportunity with automated underwriting. That underwriting is a very unique skill. People spend a long time learning how to do it, and it's very valuable, and it's what we hinge a lot of our business on. If we have poor underwriting practices, we will not make a profit because we will bring in bad business. And it's all automatable. Like, it's 100% automatable. We could teach the robots how to do it. We could get them underwriting and issuing policies, and it would be very, very fast. The insurance industry has, I think, a bad reputation for being pretty slow and ponderous and tedious, particularly in the underwriting space. It takes a long time from the time somebody wants to buy an insurance policy to the time that they actually are able to purchase it and have coverage. And I think RPA can shorten that gap pretty dramatically. I have 4 kids, so a lot of their hobbies just become my hobbies. So my Saturday was spent going to 2 different volleyball games. We went and picked out a Christmas tree together.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, so I spent a lot of time with my kids. And then my wife and I are also in the process of renovating and selling our second home. So I spend a lot of time tiling bathrooms and things like that.